This is a red alert. I repeat, this is a red alert. If you hear the alarms going, that means it is getting close to nationals. As of the day of this recording, there are approximately 50 days left until nationals, and I wanted to make a little video telling you guys all about it, what it is, where it is, when it is, and kind of my personal thoughts about it. Because, the whole point of this channel so far has been learning redemption this year, trying to get good, and then going to nationals. So here we are. We're it's coming up. So nationals is the biggest redemption tournament of the year. It takes place every year, and this year it's going to be in Michigan. That's right. We got Allendale Baptist Church. They're hosting, and I'll be flying out all the way to Michigan from California. I've already booked my plane tickets, so I'm going to be there. And we got some dates and tournament details that we're going to go over here. So on Wednesday, July 31st, this is not part of Nationals. This is like a side event. It's called the Mr. Classic Qualifier Tournament. And that's going to be at this address here. And the format here is going to be classic. So that means you can play with any cards that have scrolls in it, any cards in rotation. I'm definitely planning to do this because luckily my flight kind of gets in around 3. So I think I'd have time to join this tournament. And it's pretty close to the airport too that I'm flying into. But as far as what I'm going to play, I haven't thought about classic formats. So yeah, deck check, 5 o'clock, gameplay at 6. And the cool thing about this tournament is the winner will get qualified to come to the Mr. Classic tournament, which is a special redemption tournament where only I feel like 8 people are going to be invited, and pretty exclusive, and it's an honor to basically be invited to the Mr. Classic. So great prize for the side event here. All right, and Thursday, August 1st, that's when we're going to start nationals. The doors open at 7 a.m. I believe deck checks last from 7 to 8:45, and then maybe the tournament starts at 9. I'm not sure exactly. I'll have the details in the description. But anyways, you get to choose on August 1st if you want to play booster draft or the type 2. And if you do decide to do booster draft, you're going to be drafting 2 Lineage of Christ, 2 Gospel of Christ, and 2 Israel's Rebellion packs. And then type 2, for those who like type 2, I guess, you can choose to play that. Yeah, so moving on. We got Friday, the main event, type 1. You got the type 1 2-player with Top Cut. This year is going to be special. There's a Top Cut happening. The entry fee is $10. So what Top Cut means, basically after X amount of rounds, the top 8 players are going to get put in a bracket, and they face like single elimination, and the winner will be crowned winner of nationals. And the doors open at 7 a.m. for this one too. So this is the one I'm most excited about. This is the one I've been preparing for. Yeah, I'm excited. Saturday, August 3rd, you get to choose between doing sealed or type 1 teams. So sealed, what you do with a sealed tournament, you guys get a K&L starter deck, 3 different packs, and you kind of sit down with somebody. You guys kind of both open up your starter decks, open up your packs, and then I don't know if they're going to do this at nationals, but traditionally there's been a time where you can trade with your partner. It's like, hey, I'll trade you my black cards for your green cards or whatever. So if you're a savant salesman, bargaineer, seal deck is the format for you, I guess. If you're a swindler, no, we don't, no, we're Christian here. We don't try to swindle. We try to give everyone a fair deal. Anyways, teams is also an interesting format. You both you pick you and a teammate, and you're on the same team, and basically you're paired up in alternate seats. So you have an opponent, you have your teammate, and then you have your opponent, and you take turns like in a clockwise direction. The deck building rules are a little tricky. The idea is you can only play one copy of a unique Lost Soul between both of your decks and a unique dominant. So like for example, both decks cannot have Son of God. Both decks cannot have the Darkness Lost Soul or stuff like that. I don't know if I've made a video covering teams format before. So if I have, I'll link that in the description below, or at least the deck building rules for teams. And lastly, the doors open at 7 a.m. for this one as well. All right, and let's also talk about the promo cards that you'll be receiving if you attend. So anyone who signs up and joins Nationals, they will get a participation promo for the Guardian of Your Souls card. This is a new dominant. People are pretty polarized about this card. Some think it's really good, some think it's like not so good, but nonetheless, I think it's really cool. All right, and for those who are lucky enough to get a third place finish in one of the main events, will receive the Prosperity Lost Soul. It's a promo, has new art. It's a beautiful card, gorgeous, just absolutely beautiful. I love this. For those who are lucky enough to get a second place finish, they will receive the Gates of Hell promo card. This one is also, they knocked it out of the park for this one. This one is amazing. And first place promo is a full art order version of Guardians of Your Soul. A little bit cooler looking than the participation promo, but I'm gonna side with John Hendricks here and I wish they did a different promo card for first place. But hey, it is what it is, and I'm just grateful that it's looking really cool. This is a really cool card. Also, there's a Lost Soul token being handed out. I forget the details about how this is getting handed out, but for those looking to grab some OT tokens for Lost Souls, this is going to be a pretty sweet addition. And then we have a top cut playmat for those who are getting to enter the top cut of the Type 1 event. It's a Flood playmat celebrating the tournament host. He loves his flood. Oh yeah, my head is hiding a Michigan emblem. So you'll always remember Top Cut in Michigan. All right, and lastly, we're getting to my personal updates here. So as a content creator trying to prepare for nationals, I'm facing a dilemma or a predicament or whatever you want to say. But the idea is I'm preparing, decks and preparing strategies. I'm getting ready. And the idea is, the question is like, do I share that information? Do I try and, turn that preparation into content? Or do I kind of keep it more on the back burner and behind the scenes in order to give myself a better advantage at nationals? Because I do believe that if the types of decks and strategies I'm working on, I have some kind of newer stuff in the works. I believe I'm going to have an advantage if this is like the first time people are really encountering that before. And so it's like a real dilemma for me. It's like, okay, do I want to try and get the best shot possible at doing well at nationals, or do I want to just pour everything into the YouTube channel and try to make like really great content and kind of give people really like inside scoop about what's going on in my preparation? And maybe like the best idea would be to kind of find a good medium where I am producing content. I'm kind of in a general sense letting people know what I'm working on, but not trying to give everything away. So I haven't really decided what I'm going to do there yet. Personally, for me, I'm trying to help slowly change the culture of redemption to this place where people are really kind of withholding from their deck, wanting to share about that to becoming a place where people are more open to doing that. And I realize there's a big difference between doing that before a tournament and doing after. I feel like people are pretty open to, sharing deck lists after nationals is finished. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to encourage people to share their deck list before the tournament. That's not my intention. It's more of like the after the tournament happens. That's when I want deck lists to be available and accessible. And so a lot of what I've been doing on Land of Redemption lately is publishing deck lists and getting the tournament results, loading them into Lackey, taking screenshots, and getting them up there. And so if you don't know about Land of Redemption, it's a fan hosted website, kind of does redemption content. And if you haven't checked them out already, check out the top 8 deck lists article, the Iowa State's article, Southeast Regional article, And also every week of the Lackey Grand Prix, I was publishing the different types of decks here. So it's pretty standardized at this point. But the idea is I have the deck list, I have the person who played it, I have a text list of the cards that you can download. It's a text file. You can load this text file into Lackey and also have like a nice screenshot of the deck. So once you've become familiar with the cards, you can kind of look at a glance what the deck is doing. And if you want to if you need to look up the different cards, I know it's not the best situation. You know, like one of my favorite sites when I played Magic the Gathering was MTG Goldfish, and they kind of had a place where if you hovered over a card, you could kind of read it what it does. And Redemption doesn't have anything like that. And so I know it's not ideal from a viewing standpoint, but I feel like this is the best we can do for now until maybe a new deck builder tool is built or a new website is developed where it has that hover functionality for cards. And so if you're like kind of a newer player and you wanting to kind of figure out what are in these decks, maybe my best advice to you would be to download the deck, put it into Lackey, and then use Lackey to kind of view the cards. So, and again, that requires installing Lackey, and it's like how are you going to do that on a mobile phone? And it's just not ideal. I want to acknowledge that, and that's very valid, but I don't know what else to tell you at this point in time. Anyways, that's a little side tangent. But another update for me, I got a job. So I'll have a little bit less time on my hands to make content. And that's okay because I've been slowing down, pulling back on content a little bit. And we're hitting a nice equilibrium here. But yeah, I'm excited to have things to do during the day again. And redemption will be a welcome distraction from the job when maybe the job gets too overwhelming or whatever. Anyways, yeah, personal updates. And I think the last thing I want to talk about was there is a fundraiser going on Land of Redemption. I'll link this in the description. But Chad Franz, the guy who kind of runs Land of Redemption, he's running a fundraiser to help some of his kids in his playgroup to go to nationals. I think this is really cool. So Chad has obtained a set of previous national promo cards, and he's having a drawing. For every $20 you donate, you'll get a ticket into the drawing. So yeah, really sweet cards. War in Heaven, Lost Soul, the Harvest Lost Soul, Reap the Whirlwind, Son of God, beautiful first place Nationals promo. Like, how'd you get that? That's crazy. You can't find these cards anywhere on the internet. That nobody's selling these. So looking at Year Turing's games, all three that they had listed, they're not in stock or anything, but they're pricing this at $200, $100, 85, and then 125. So really valuable cards. And if you want to help support somebody go to nationals this year, check out the article in the description below, and maybe you'll win one of these sweet cards. So yeah, hope to see you at nationals. I'll have another announcement regarding nationals and a little surprise I want to do at nationals. I'll do that in a separate video though. Oh, and lastly, before I forget, there is a special prize for those who do get first place. Winners will get to do the create a card. So basically the winner of the tournament will get to create their own redemption card. And so you might have seen examples of these type of cards running around, like Not Alone, for example. The 2016 National Type 2 two-player winner got to create this card. In the 2022 Type 1 winner got to create Jaden, the Marathonite. And you may know both of these people. I believe Justin Alstead created Not Alone and Jaden Alstead created Jaden. So if you get the privilege of winning the entire tournament or one of these entire tournaments, you'll be forever memorialized in a redemption card, which is pretty sweet. So it's always fun to daydream and think about, oh, if I could make a redemption card, what would I create? And that dream could actually turn into reality. But the rules are pretty simple. They have to be a single brigade character enhancement with one or two simple abilities. And basically, there's a theme for the next set. If the card you create is in that theme, it can get featured in the set. If not, you'll get guaranteed to see print within the next 3 years. And if you win teams, you can only create one card together. And if you win multiple events, which, that's crazy, but it's possible, you can only create one of those cards. And I guess there's one more thing. Logistics are kind of complicated. There's an entire forum thread dedicated to that. So that's all I wanted to say. All right, this time it's goodbye for real.